In the field, I'm always shining Nova. Got
it? And in bed?
Please be advised, the following presentation is not intended for minors.
As Victoria sets me down, I straighten up to my full height and dust myself off, trying to puff out my chest a little. Does nothing to remove the shit-eating grin on Dynamo's face.
If you think he looks like luggage now, you should have seen him the first time.
Gee, thanks for the backup. And for the record, I was perfectly composed up until that dive. Why did we have to do that from so high up anyway?
Best way to get in undetected. Fly high, dive fast, land quiet.
But ain't nothing gonna be quiet about this next part.
But it will be careful, right?
Yes, shining stick in the mud, I'll be careful. Frankly, I'm more worried about you. You're the one with the escort mission, and those are always the worst. You sure you don't need a minute to review?
Victoria tilts her helmet in my direction. I swear the lights in her visor blink as if she's winking.
Nah, I think we're on the same page.
Oh yeah, same paragraph even.
Think we could get it down to the same sentence?
Depends on the wording, but I'm sure we could find one or two that we're in sync on.
What in the hell are you two nerds even talking about anymore?
We're dating. Nothing.
Oh, just an inside joke. You know, from,
All the research we did last night. Lots of intel, lots of reading, verbs, adjectives, all sorts of interjections. Boring stuff.
Dead boring. You're lucky you snuck out early. You'd have hated it.
You know something? I don't doubt it. You two are so freaking weird.
Yeah, nerds are weird. Victoria and I share a glance, and I can practically see the playful grin lurking somewhere behind that helmet.
Well, whatever. If you're ready to get this party started,
Why is there a
then
fly
so
in
am
here?
I.
Get out of here.
Let's do this already.
Roger that. Go raise some hell.
When don't I? See you on the other side, sister.
And like that, Miss Dynamo is off, a black and blue blur zigzagging her way through the forest, kicking leaves up in her wake. Have to bet a few away from my face. When we're both sure she's gone, Victoria and I share a look, and immediately start laughing.
This isn't gonna stay a secret for very long, is it?
And whose fault is that? All sorts of interjections? God, you're the worst. Though, honestly, I don't care if it's a secret once this is over. At least where my friends are concerned.
Really? I thought there'd be a whole rule book. You know, a system.
Well, kind of. But we'll figure that out later. For now, the only secret you need to worry about is my name. So, just to make sure. In the field, I'm always shining Nova. Got it?
And in bed? I want that, but I also want a superhero name. I'll go with the superhero name.
Yeah, sure. But I gotta get me one of those superhero names.
Not right now, though. We'd have to pause the whole mission to get you a new name tag.
She playfully pokes me in the chest right in the middle of the name tag she gave me last night.
Is that gonna be a thing now? Like, am I gonna get a name tag if you start calling me by a pet name?
Yep. It'll be really embarrassing. You'll love it.
Gotta get rid of all those name tags somehow, I guess.
As Victoria walks past me, I feel a metal hand slap against my butt cheek, causing me to hop forward in surprise. She was trying to touch my butt.
Come on, get that ass in gear.
Not to be outdone, I start after her and try to return the favor.
This isn't fair when you're in that thing.
Maybe not, but it's fun.
Now with a sore butt cheek and a sore hand, I sigh in defeat and follow after her. Forest is as quiet as when we left it. No guards or automated security bots accost us. Not that Lord Bedlam can afford a robot army, but Madam Scorpion definitely can. Either Nova was right and Scorpion didn't realize that we escaped this way, or she's extremely confident that we're not a threat. So this could be a really good start or a really bad one. Hard to say.
So by the way, how will we know when Dynamo...
Like that. A distant boom echoes across the wilderness, shaking the ground and causing flocks of birds to scatter in a panic.
That's how. Come on, let's pick up the pace a little. I don't want to leave Dynamo exposed for too long.
Victoria starts moving at a jog, armor clanking with each step, and I follow. Before long, we reach the very same door that we used to escape, still sealed from the inside and still unguarded. Without hesitation, Victoria focuses one of her suit's beam weapons on the entrance and activates it, quickly melting through the steel around the door until it falls forward with a thud.
Entrance is clear. Go ahead, I'll watch your back.
Just watch it, huh? A likely story.
Slowly, I start sliding towards the door and make sure to face Victoria the whole time to keep my posterior protected. The strategy only makes her laugh.
You know I'll tag that other cheek eventually. You can't keep this up the whole time.
Watch me. I can get through these halls backwards any day.
I point to my eyes, then to her visor to signal that I'm watching her as I back through the entrance, where I immediately stumble on the lip of the doorway.
That didn't count. Still not in the halls yet, technically.
With an exasperated sigh, Victoria follows me through the breach. We slip into the darkness together. I squint, trying to adjust to the lower light, and soon after that I wrinkle my nose. Jesus, it's so musty in here. Is that new, or had I just gotten used to it? Add that to the reasons why quitting was the right call, I guess. We make our way through the loading dock and reach the door to the kitchens, but when we open it, it's hardly any brighter.
Should the kitchen be abandoned right now?
Not normally, but maybe they evacuated. The lair's never been invaded, so people could be panicking.
Slowly, I creep forward through the kitchen. Not that it does me a lot of good, with the suit of mechanized armor that's clanking right behind me. It's instinct, I suppose. When we reach the cafeteria, I'm surprised to find that even that room is dark. Okay, either Miss Dynamo shut down the lair's power, or...
You fools!
There he is! I shield my eyes as the lights turn on, while Shining Nova snaps to attention, weapons ready.
You've fallen right into my trap, you little shits. Like a lamb liver into a deep fryer. I knew I'd find you here. No one else could figure out how you escaped, but I knew. Chef Antonio always knows.
With all the swagger of a proper supervillain, Chef Antonio lumbers out from around the corner, just as a contingent of henchmen in aprons and hairnets rise up from the tables they'd been hiding behind. Didn't realize that we had such big kitchen staff. Yet even with their numbers, it's a little hard to take them seriously when they're brandishing ladles and frying pans.
Figured you might have escaped this way before. I could tell that someone had been through my kitchen. The question was, would you be stupid enough to trespass through my domain not once, but twice? Twice? No one could be that stupid, could they? And yet, here you are, twice as stupid.
Oh no, you got us. Whatever will we do? If only we'd ran into Madam Scorpion instead. Then we might have stood a chance.
You should be so freaking
Also, it sounds like someone forgot
Boss
her,
lady
voice
wanted the
modulator.
traitor alive, but I'd rather serve your head to her on a silver platter. So I decided to keep this little secret to myself.
We have silver platters?
We have silver platters? Since when?
Of course we do! What are you implying? That I'm not classy enough for that, huh? I'll have you know that I was a Michigan star chef, you grease stain!
I mean Michelin star?
I think you're just confused, man. You have to know that it's Michelin star, right?
Ah, what do you know? Michigan stars are just as good! Just as good!
Sure, dude.
Good job. Way to provoke him.
Don't be too impressed. It's not that hard. Plus, he hates me, remember?
Still, the others will be uncoordinated without orders. Just keep him busy and I'll handle the rest.
With an unintelligible battle cry, Chef Antonio charges forward. As Victoria takes off towards the kitchen staff, I unsheath my baton and raise my gauntlet. Here we go. I ready myself as the villainous chef lumbers forward, picking up steam like a truck that's lost its brakes. Only now do I realize just how big the man is. A lot bigger than me, that's for sure. And some of that is definitely muscle. So it's a sure bet that he's stronger too. He's heading right for me.
Well, shit.
Dodge!
Nope, that's a whole freight train worth of note.
As he closes the distance, the enraged chef lowers his shoulder, At the last possible second, I leap out of the way.
Hold still, damn it!
Video games 101, if a big lumbering enemy comes charging at you, step out of the way so it smacks into a wall. Frantically, I scramble to my feet as the big man skids to a halt. It takes a long time for him to stop completely. Christ, he had some real momentum there. If I'd held my ground, I'd have been flattened. Definitely the right call to get out of the way, but just avoiding him is only delaying the inevitable. Need to find a way to take him down.
I used to be a big deal, you know. The creme de la creme. King of the freaking castle. Then those good-for-nothing inspectors came along with their health code violations and risks to public health and safety. Well, you know what I have to say to that?
Bologna?
Bullshit, that's what! Bullshit upon bullshit, a whole mountain of bullshit. But I knew the truth. They were bought and paid for. They had to be. It was those sniveling little weasels and Mama Mozzarellas. They put them up to it. And the funny thing, one of those health inspectors, he looked an awful lot like
Oh,
you.
God.
I bet your family, ain't you? I bet you were in on it.
You know, I want to deny that, but if you came up with that whole theory in the first place, then I don't think I've got much hope of convincing you otherwise. So hey, if it makes you feel better, it was me, Antonio. I'm the one behind it all. That health inspector, a clone from another dimension that I controlled with my mind. And Mama Mozzarella? Why, Mr. Giamatti, I am Mama Mozzarella.
Oh, dear God.
I knew it! I knew it was you this whole time!
Oh, I love this writing. At the very least, I can check convoluted identity reveal off the old bucket list before he reduces me into a chunky meat sauce. Man, what's wrong with me? Can't help but antagonize this guy. I probably deserve this beating, but I can't afford it. Not now. I've got more important things to deal with. So somehow I've got to find a way to beat him. To do that, I need to neutralize his strength. And then I need to hit him with everything I've got. I need to... surprise him, I guess. Surprise him. Yeah, my only chance is to catch him off guard. Need to use something in my toolbox that he's not familiar with.
You know what? I don't need this to beat you.
I collapse my baton and stow it on my belt, and then make a show of raising my fist like an old-timey boxer.
Put him up, big man. Let's go.
Happy to, Pipsqueak. It's your funeral.
Chef grins maniacally, cackling, Slexia, please, let me read. Cracking his sizable knuckles as he confidently stalks forward.
You know what? You're right. So on second thought...
I activate my gauntless cannon and aim it right at Antonio's chest.
Ah, shit.
I fire 2 blasts for good measure, though they're non-lethal. They leave the chef's apron singed as he stumbles backwards.
You little shit. There's a bunch of below.
Of
Surprise!
course.
You got knocked the hell out. Now I'm kinda hungry though, not gonna lie.
Also, what happened to all the other henchmen that were here? As I catch my breath, Nova pulls in for a landing right beside me.
Hey, nice job. That guy was no pushover, and you handled him all on your own. I'm impressed.
Thanks. Wasn't easy though.
Never is. But if you stick with this whole hero thing, you'll figure that out.
So with my old rival vanquished and his culinary kingdom covered in blast marks and unconscious kitchen staff, we head for the cafeteria's exit and the hallway beyond.